Hi, welcome to Jade Kind Gaming. My name is Adam. I'm here with Nick, Austin, and Bob, who's playing Rock, Tormmik, and John. We're here for the 19th episode of the Worlds Collide Dungeons & Dragons campaign, 5th edition. Last time, you guys, you were in the Dwarven capital. You made buddy-buddy with the Great Father.
Good guy.
We're with some guys that presented a gift to him. You were paid for the guard labor that you've been doing up to then. You had the opportunity to really get the Eagle's Eye good in with the dwarves, but chose just to sort of leave it at a very neutral territory.
I don't play favorites, especially not people I'm not 100% I want to be on their side.
Plus, Eagle Eyes didn't give us a good paying job last time I talked to them.
Well, they
Well,
tried.
this one was a pretty good one. Anyways, you then went back to Tungsten just briefly, picked up your stuff, went to Eagle's Eye shortly to cash in, and then teleported to Oswine. So we've just arrived at a new city. And the first thing you get is that you feel a little weaker. Not physically.
We left like Heroes Night.
Then you feel weaker in both respects, but mentally, a little drained. Just make sure you mention that to me if ever you try and do anything magical at all.
Immediately.
Well, okay. What are you trying to do?
Detect magic.
So
What is
we're in
that?
the teleport circle room. Do you at least wait till we get out of there?
Well, yeah, to be polite.
Yeah. Actually, let's visually let you see this. So there's, you teleport into a room with probably a few, some lanterns hanging on a stone wall on the side. The back wall of the room is a strange metal you've not seen with a bit of a slight purple tint. And the room is very tall. Otherwise, it's enough. It probably has this single teleportation circle in it, and a doorway that you can kind of see into the next room out that is better lit. Here's some chatter from people out there. Do you leave the room, or do you sit down here in this?
Slug on,
No.
backpack,
We'll
start
clear the
walking
area.
out, yeah.
Okay.
Why did you have your backpack off?
Because you put it down for travel, obviously.
Yes.
Set it down.
And then got teleported.
And then picked it back up and put it on. Yeah.
This makes complete sense. I don't want to move on.
Yeah. Move along. But yeah, you go out and you do see. You definitely get a bit of a mage feel in this. You do see a few more side rooms off to one side with stone, stone markings. You also see that this room, all of the other walls that aren't that, are the same strange metal. The exit even appears to be a bit of a massive metal door that's sort of been propped open at like a 30-degree angle, opening inwards, that has then been walled off with stone to leave a normal-sized door in the opening that can be utilized by normal people. Basically, this is a massive, giant-sized metal room that has then been partitioned off into various rooms and exits with stonework.
These are not the people who used to live here. Gotcha.
Yes. And the walls of the original room are a unique metal. You had mentioned you're looking for some magical items, and you do spot that this might be a good place to lead. You probably do notice you would recognize the hand painted on the back, I guess now front wall
That
of
sounds
the
like
room.
it'd be a terrible place to get magic items.
Being the why?
That's the
A
Assassin's
good
Guild.
place to get price gouged.
Why?
Because by all encounters with the Magic Guild, they're super overpriced.
Yeah, it's basically the car dealership for repairs.
So many people do.
Yeah, a lot of people make bad choices.
But yeah, it would be the glowing hand here.
who are apparently pan-national.
What do you mean?
They were in multiple nations.
Oh, yes.
So were the Eagle's Eye, though.
Yeah, but there aren't eagles out here.
No, they're not. Quite distinctly, there are not. But yeah, and there's some little stalls set up where, at the very least, look like maybe shops, maybe question booths, something, maybe registration. There's definitely a desk setting here for the teleportation, but they don't seem to mind so much here inbound.
Yeah. Well, there's an information desk. Go up to it. New in town. Look into where could one find some work here in this city.
That's very vague. What work do you do?
Quick, let's set ourselves up as enforcers. We collect money so good. We'll break legs like nobody's business.
We've done some monster hunting, some archaeology, some guard work.
Not so good at infiltration.
I'm a great infiltrator.
Not so good at exfiltration.
Yes, we are very bad at exfiltration.
We exfil with maximum explosions.
No, we died.
You almost died.
Yeah.
Well,
You're fine.
archaeology isn't very much something done in town. I mean, particularly the structures here being indestructible.
Mm-hmm. Well, we came from the east.
How indestructible?
Well, it would need magic that is not castable in this region.
Yeah. We came from the east. We worked with the Tungsten Society, so archaeology is maybe not what we do so much as
Grave robbing?
You may not want to bring that up, in the greater circle within town. They're not a best reference here.
Oh, okay.
I mean, they've worked well with us personally, but not the best reference through town.
Okay. It's like I know some of the other ones aren't liked here from over there, and we knew not to mention that, but thank you for informing us that even...
Oh, you... New in town.
Yeah,
okay.
new in town.
Okay.
Hence, I want to look for some work. Here are our skill sets of murder hobos and grave robbers.
Yeah.
Opportunistic treasure hunters.
Oh, and scholars.
Yes, I'm a scholar.
Yes, and scholar.
Well, I mean, there's certainly opportunities for learning, but very much in a different vein than in other towns,
Yes.
Although, again, if you end up leaving magic's cost, you're much more likely to find places to do our work. Mm-hmm. We're here as a bastion, and for mages that need solace, and we uphold a teleportation circle in these parts, which no small feat, but...
Did you just say magic's pain or
Cost.
cost? It's one of those circle things, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm guessing it affects magic.
Quite drastically, yes. But we still are able to, have our outpost here, and it's not impossible. Some are certainly.
I forget. Were these the guys with like the $500 a month entrance fee?
I forget
Yes.
something.
It was very large.
I thought we had come around like 2 different magic groups.
There's a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
And no, it wouldn't have been a month.
No, it was specifically a month. That's why it seems
500 to join and 100 per month.
Oh.
But actually, the idea being that monthly one was not something you're supposed to pay. That is, if you just want to get our benefits and never actually be active within the guild, if we tell you to go do work and you say no, then you actually just have to pay in order to use all of our benefits.
Yes. And at the time, we did not feel the benefits were worth it. They probably
And
could have had some
at the time,
interesting job.
benefits were a lot less worth it than they are as you get higher. Particularly for him. As you're a higher level mage and able to copy higher level spells, having access to just sure you want that spell here, you can copy it out of this book.
When copying out of books, does it still have a chance to destroy it?
I don't think so.
Oh, there's no exceptions.
Yeah.
By raw.
Yeah, I don't think it does out of book.
Because the binding stops it from being destroyed. The
Because
magic's like, I'm gonna... it's
No,
got a
because-
binding. Drat.
no, because scrolls and spellbooks are very different.
I don't think we have rules for deciphering spellbooks in 5th edition yet.
Oh. I'm here. That's my job.
Yes.
So angry.
So, yes. Would you tell me... we hear that... black penny, diamonds... White diamonds?
Black diamonds? Something about skiing.
Yes.
What?
That's how courses are rated on ski slopes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. We know the white diamonds operate on this side of the continent. What other groups do? We know of the Glowing Hand. We have met some representatives. We also...
how broad are you speaking?
Let's go with this city and the main city.
Oh, well, I mean... Yes, the diamonds are certainly there. I mean... Yes, we know that. Most people know that. I mean, they're not like a public force. They're a thieves guild. They just happen to be funding things, and so they get away with...
Oh. Let's see,
They just sort of pay for the city, so...
I thought they were the government and would frown
Well, no,
upon
they-
Thieves Guild
they-
tossed about.
Yeah, I mean...
As you understand, we were...
And they probably would.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, we have nothing strictly against them. They're a thieves guild. It also pays for the government in the area where it's sort of almost their right.
Yeah.
They've bought it, and it's sort of a mix of what people are willing to live under.
Okay. What about the Commerce Guild? The
The
traders?
Trade Guild Association?
Yeah.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah, okay. Good to know, opportunists everywhere. Do we hate necromancers over here?
The Glowing Hand does.
Yeah, you get it there.
Yes.
Just look over there like...
Yes!
But,
Yes,
It's like, I'm just... what about werewolves who live up in the mountains?
why not ask them about the devil worshippers?
I'm pretty sure everyone hates them. More so than the necromancer, everyone hates those guys.
I think even the necromancers...
Hate the devil worshippers.
Yeah.
It's like, we're bad, but fuck those guys.
Exactly.
Hey, we might raise the dead, but we don't make deals with devils.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their limits.
I would be willing to do both those things for the right price.
I guess.
Yeah,
not everyone
we're
has
familiar with you.
With me?
Yeah.
Yes, this character.
Oh, I was like, how are they familiar with me? I haven't gotten in any trouble with the Glowing Hand.
Yet.
And they do
stands.
just pretty much, go with, alright, so where you're from, what you're used to. Obviously, Eagles are more or less the force that is at war, that is leading on the war that's...
Against the diamonds.
Yeah, that's upheld there. Comparatively, the church is not very well welcomed, although logically so. The Knave Academy
which
is
church.
the Risen Moon. The
Those ones.
It's like,
there's
there's...
deity people, whatever.
Yeah, because my understanding there's the gods are still here in the do-good church, for good sake.
Yes, they do believe both of those.
I
And
thought
the
those
idea
were
that
two
they're
separate groups.
no, they're one group. The gods are still here. They do. It's like they do some good actions, and so you kind of go, it's good that they do that. They're also hindering knowledge and awareness by trying to, by propagating lies. Otherwise, I mean, as far as our interaction, they, technically within the nation is also the Knave Academy. They're out on the peninsula. What?
Knave usually meaning stupid person. Is it like an everybody training school for magic or something?
Knave Academy would actually... It's the Bardic College. And they do have a playing card theme to the school.
Oh, mother of God.
You want to go there?
I'm gonna burn it to the ground. On principles.
Yeah.
But, no, they're kind of they're sketchy. They do some decent stuff with magic, but they're very
Put out burning buildings with magic.
They're very
there are spells that can do that. So.
they're very loose with whether or not they bother to teach any sort of restraint with how people use it.
I guess you guys are the most wizardy college, aren't you? Wizardy group, aren't you?
That has any decency to them, certainly. I'm sure there's...
Who's better at doing what you do than you are?
Nobody.
Nobody. We are the best. That's weird. The last 3 groups said that.
Yes, in every organization.
Officially, there's one that is specifically wizards, but they're not going to recommend them, because that's also the pro-necromancy group that everybody hates.
These guys are all the magic. They are not the wizards.
No, they're not wizard specific. They are all open. You are all welcome.
they were willing for the warlock and the druids.
Yeah.
I'm not going to join them. I don't like them.
Why?
The society. I don't know. I don't like it.
Society is to blame.
He's a hobo that lives in the woods. He's only part of a group.
I trust in the words of Groucho Marx. I wouldn't want to be a part of any society that would have me as a member.
Carrying on?
Yes. So
Wrong Marx, by the way.
yes.
Groucho Marx is the mustache and glasses.
I know.
Not the communist.
I wasn't thinking that, but okay.
Who did the whole power fist thing.
Yeah, more power
But
to
not
you.
like the Fallout 4 one, which is way cooler.
Oh. No. I just didn't know how to respond, so he did that. It's like, yeah, whatever you want to say.
This went dangerously off topic.
I tried to get it back. You pulled it
happens.
further.
You did the power fist. You missed.
Good. I wasn't looking. I feel really bad if I'd have actually hit you. I just realized I didn't even look if I was gonna.
I moved away from you before I started being obnoxious.
Yes. So they never really answered my original question about what kind of jobs you could find in town for adventurers. I think we've been called before,
Yeah.
such as ourselves.
You'd have to look around for small work. There's not necessarily a grand specific opportunity if you're not looking for a specific job. I mean,
Okay. And you said you run a shop? You run a shop here?
yeah, there's shop at, and they sort of point to one of the other tables that is pretty much fashioned in one of the in front of one of the doors that, from what you gather based on the distance of walls, holds some sort of large room behind it. So,
Thank you for your time.
of course.
So you wanted to buy something magical. Don't you want to go check out the shop?
I already had a guy who was going to help me out in the other town.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd be going against his trust if I got one here.
Well, feel free to spend like 20 gold, go back, buy it, spend 20 more gold, and come back.
Well, I can't. You'd all have to go with me.
Yeah. So feel free to spend 60 gold.
No, you'd have to spend your own gold.
Well, remember, with the two of us together, we won't suffer nearly as bad as you will.
No, if you pay for like half my ticket, I'll go with you, and then he has to pay for the full one.
Because at that point, you're forcing him to spend money. You're a jerk. A hilarious jerk, but a jerk.
I don't know. Maybe I'll just call the devil. Have him solve this problem.
Teleport
right
me.
Right here! Bam!
What? You didn't say you didn't like devil worshippers. You said you didn't like necromancers.
And it's like, hey, devil man, you ever necromancy? No, I never touch this stuff. See? It's all good here. Nothing untoward. Everything above board. Everything legit. Gentlemen's agreements all around.
Hey, devil, what's worth, killing someone or stealing pie? Is it a meat pie?
Made of someone I killed?
No, it's just...
Do you bother to even check, or do you... What do you want to know?
I will, for convenience sakes. I'm not going to turn down convenience.
There's more or less a shop that just sort of is sitting there. Clearly they have some common basic potion kind of alchemy things sitting there, but they seem to have a room probably behind them. Bit of a
Well,
business.
do they sell extra dimensional storage space?
Do you go up and ask?
Yes.
What kind are you looking for?
The room kind.
So I guess see what we have. And he just sort of gets up, walks into the room behind.
So you're asking him to check his whole stock? Eh.
His whole...
We have fun.
So it's fine.
We have fun.
We are
portable hole,
jokesters.
and it's his stock. Of
No.
You
I
didn't
got
get
the
it.
joke.
I don't think you did because I think you would have liked it too if you got it.
2 drums and a cymbal fall off the cliff.
Dude,
They're not
but-
shit.
It's a great punchline to add to Eddie joke, isn't it? Yeah, no, he'll come back and pretty much with. I'm thinking that works fine here. Let me double check though.
You can't put holes in holes.
Yeah. Nothing on that stops it from working here. So yeah, he throws up something like this.
I don't know, what is it?
Portable hole.
Yeah, you did just say like
Yes,
this.
something like this.
Yeah, I said he threw it up on the wall.
Yeah,
Poke your
Yeah.
head in.
something like that.
He comes up with a fine black cloth, and then he unfolds it and throws it as a 6-foot diameter circle onto the wall.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm looking for.
That's the same way the best of pasta's done.
It sticks to the wall.
I worked in an Italian restaurant for years. That's how we tested it.
Yeah, if it works, it works.
If you're a bad customer, you get the dirty wall.
Boss didn't like it much. We thought it was funny as hell. He'd just come back and there'd be like 10 different pieces of pasta sticking to the wall. It's like, well, I did that one and that one and that one.
Okay, yeah, so he has that. What do you say?
I said, yeah, how much for that?
I think here, I mean, it's the only one we have back there, so maybe 4,500.
I try and bargain him down, even though I already know this is a perfectly reasonable price.
Okay.
No, whisper over to me. I'll try. Well, no, you may actually have diplomacy. I don't.
I don't.
Yeah. Well, I definitely have a 5
I
in
don't.
charisma.
Let's see what we have here.
I can turn into a bear.
I can turn into a bear.
Is that
Can
persuasive?
either of you turn into a bear? I can now turn into a polar bear.
It's a bigger bear. Let's see. Hold on, you don't even know what check I'm having you make.
It hardly matters.
For me, yes.
All of his charisma stats are the same.
I could make an Arcana check to try and say it's faulty.
It doesn't seem to be.
Yeah, but I could probably pull out some nonsense. Look,
And that's not true. I could totally intimidate him. I get a bonus to
the
intimidate.
cosmic energy waves are out of balance inside this portable
Wait,
hole.
we'll do a persuasion check. If you have Arcana trained, then you
do
may have advantage.
persuasion. I do have persuasion and Arcana trained.
Yeah, you go for it then. I have neither of those.
What's your
Five.
charisma? 5? Yeah. With my bonus in persuasion, I have the same charisma as you.
There you
Only
go.
you get advantage with.
Yeah, but it's Vic rolling.
You see, good thing you have advantage.
Got a 2 and an 8.
So, still would have been better with my 12, but you totally had the advantage.
That's right.
Yeah. So what do you get total?
So plus 5, 13.
13? $4,200. Well, you can talk him down to 4,200.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay. Yeah. Portable hole. Do you need the book, or do you know what it does?
It holds things.
Okay.
That's the part that matters. I pay mostly in solid platinum blocks.
That's very convenient. Also, much less likely to be region stamped.
4,200. That's not correct. I do not have 60,000 gold.
No.
No.
You seem to be mathing incorrectly.
But it sounds like it's working in his favor.
No, the bank asks for that money back.
8 bricks.
You do anything while they're talking and negotiating?
Yeah. So I pay them in 8 platinum bricks and then 200 loose gold.
Okay. And counting.
Say my magic feels weird here.
Yes.
I try to turn to a dog.
What's transmutation?
Yeah, that doesn't seem to have any effect on you. I don't. Yeah.
Excellent. I turn back into people.
I put everything inside my portal hole.
Be careful with as you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise just dumping it in case it gets too close. Or
Everything goes in
I
there.
forget. I have my stuff in there too. We're not dumping anything.
I know. Being they don't mix.
They do hilariously.
It's like you did end up with
Yeah,
a bag
almost.
of
Yeah, no.
holding, didn't you?
Once you
I've
pull
had
that
that
up,
most
they
of the
do.
time.
No, in the room you're at, they'll even they'll help you with moving things for the. No, we want to go chain. Let's keep a little distance here.
I'm sorry, the rules state no a 10-foot, distance. Can't get even closer. Whoa, what's that doing in the same room as the portal hole? Makes me nervous. It's fine. The astral plane is very nice this time of year.
It's a little stormy, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
I can blink over and check.
Yes.
Why is it stormy?
Because that's how the astral plane functions.
That's just how that is.
No.
Okay, at least I think that is, right?
So, what's the actual effect while we're moving
Yeah.
stuff? I make
Things
conversation
like
about
psychic winds and things like that.
while we're moving stuff. I make conversation with our guy to figure out what's the actual effect of our magic's cost over here.
It's gonna be more draining to do spells. Enough so that more powerful spells can't even be done. By any known means.
Turning into a dog and
they tend to be-
hurt it all.
I'm presuming you're a druid.
Nature mage? Yes.
I suppose.
Yes, that wouldn't. That you'd be fine with that. You might have some of your other more traditional magics have the same issue, though.
That's okay. I don't use them. They're useless. There's no point in you being a spell slinger when I can turn into a bear. You know what people have a hard time dealing with? A bear.
Well, you have an advantage in this region.
I have an advantage in every reason. I can turn into a bear.
I can throw fire from my hands. You know what burns? Bears.
You know what can take it? Bears.
Not always.
They bear it and grin.
Don't start with him. He will just make bear puns for the rest of the day.
It'd be unbearable.
Don't start with them. They'll just make bear puns for the rest of the day.
But is that a bad thing?
I don't know if the audience can bear it.
We've already done most of these bear puns, is the problem.
I think it's
Oh, come on. I've barely started.
Yeah, come on.
I think you started with them.
Nick,
Oh,
don't
yeah,
think
no,
you can just
I
barrel
love my
your way
bear
through.
pun. I love a good bear pun. I was telling that character if he didn't want bear puns the entire time.
Anyway. What do you do?
I was like, well, you good here?
Yeah.
Let's wander out into town and randomly ask strangers for work.
Okay, so you go open the little door in the walled-off big door, and that takes you out into your indoor street. Your indoor street...
Oh, you know what?
Also known as a corridor.
I don't breathe.
Okay.
Carry this for a moment. I'm going to set up my room. He could just fold it up. I don't have to breathe.
And we never see Austin again.
He's with us in spirit.
Well, the point is, I need half an hour, 40 minutes to set up my table and stuff.
No, what's even funnier is we check
3
on you.
weeks later.
We check on you 3 weeks later. You're like, I got so much done.
No, just open it big enough, throw books in there, close it back up.
He's just
Be
like,
happy as can be.
Yeah, I'd be content. I'd be okay with this.
would we still have
But
to pay
that's it.
for him when we teleport?
Would this be an effective means of smuggling?
Yeah, because he's...
At the very least, it would be smuggling.
At the very least, it would be a crime.
It would be funny.
It might be effective.
I forgot he was
it will be effective in most places. Quite specifically here, it might not be.
I think we could convince them that I'm in mindless golem.
Yeah, here it might not be, but
I mean, who ever heard of it?
but most of the city ran ones probably.
You got a person in there? No, it's cargo.
It's my work bot.
Yeah.
I mean, you've certainly seen with some cities they're much more concerned with what weaponry is brought in than what there's different things with that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
They were looking for work?
yes.
Yeah. Anyways, you walk out, and you are. And there are some occasional stalls set up here in the hallway, but this is an interior of the same purple metal building. It sort of opens up, and to one end you can see there's clearly daylight. There's a door on that end at the end of this hall that opens up. There's various rooms between then and there on both sides of the room. These same large doors, some done in similar ways to this one where they've had different doors put in. Some are just ajar. Some just get used as the massive door. Different options for different people within.
Were there any special preserves or jams in there?
The jar? The door is ajar.
Yeah, that means slightly open. Are you... what is he, stupid? Anyways,
Loves bear puns, but slightly higher. No funny for you.
yeah, whatever. Anyways, and then again, going down further in the hall, there is a giant statue of a nude elven woman with silky hair down to her ankles at the far end of the hallway that way.
Is it a statue, or is it like have hair tacked onto it?
No, the hair is it is all the same metal.
Silky hair, yeah, someone put a wig on the statue.
That's my point.
Because bald elf is inappropriate.
The idea of their visually, it is that is what the deity was depicted as, and the silky hair would be that straight, smooth hair that goes in sheets, as opposed to tangled or curly, or it is
Afro elf.
no,
I'm gonna have to make that at some point.
fine, but
Afros need more exposure in D&D.
Yeah, there's a serious lid on the afro problem.
I'm not sure if there's one.
No, you don't have to look.
Yeah, I have to look.
There's not. There's no afros.
Maybe the halflings got curly hair.
Yeah, 3.5 Lito with their face blown up. That's sort of an afro.
Anyways, the point being, it's a
It's a big statue.
big statue.
Super.
No, it was dreads. It goes up like in the same shape, but it's dreaded. So.
Glad we solved that mystery.
So am I. It would have been driving me crazy. Yeah. So you're now in this hall. There are people walking up and down the street.
Go look for... Well, one thing's taught me anything. Inns have work. I've never found work in an inn, but it seems the right thing to do. I just gotta start talking to people, not mentioning Eagle Eyes or Tungsten.
Hi there, work for hire. Do you have any work that needs to be done?
I'm a beggar.
17.
We're an elite mercenary.
And who are you speaking with? Just a person on the street?
Probably shopkeepers, if anyone seems to be selling weapons or anything like that. Like, people I could discern look like they're not just going someplace.
Just go to the store, ask if they need any, protection.
They say no, burn the place down, go to the next door over.
Hear about these serial arsons? Crazy, right?
You get the feeling, you quickly so you're going around looking at what businesses and what things are there. You get the very quick feeling. Some of these buildings are not businesses, some of them are like residences. They tend to be pretty clear marked. Others are higher end businesses, offices, people with a lot of money to throw around to get this. Some of the stalls are a bit lower end, but they tend to be things where they have really expensive merchandise. They have rented a spot in here for short term to sell their stuff, and then they close up shop. They move outside of here.
So yeah, look for...
You talk to some people, and you find as far as you're just looking for a normal weapon shop, that's going to be in the courtyard.
Or magical weapon shop. They might also need, hire people to go get things.
Yeah, magical weapon shop is actually going to be the guild store. Magic is a little more scarce here. What's the point with half the things, draining quicker, losing their potency, disintegrating when with simple tasks.
I ask about, just, once I get someone talking with me about any monster problems or anything like that, and who handles that kind of work.
Well, I mean, there's certainly city guard that can keep people out of the town and off the road down to the docks. Generally, even the local fields and places there.
Okay, yep, that information's like, okay. It's like, go further down the hall with this.
Which direction?
Past the big open door, so we start at one end, going past the open door towards the other. I kind of imagine...
Like, towards this... You're in the middle of a wing on this, off of this place.
Okay.
There's towards the big statue at the back end of the hallway, or towards the open door where you said at that end you see a spot where there's some daylight.
Okay, I would have started towards statue and worked my back way towards the door.
Yeah. Because, and also as you get further back, you definitely find more places, less even businesses along the street, more businesses or more residences, more wealthy kind of noble. I live in an indestructible building.
Yes. So, heading back towards the door, there's some money to be made here. I try my best to find a job making it.
Okay.
And playing up our talents as... we still have magical power, but we also are skilled fighters and guards people or scholars, and seeing what I can find in those fields.
Just shotgunning it. We can do anything.
Yes.
Okay, I would like to point something out to you.
Yeah.
When someone says, "Well, what do you do?" and you say, "Oh, whatever you need," they think that it's pretty much, "Oh, you don't do anything well. You're just desperate."
Yeah.
They don't want you.
Yeah.
Because you're useless. Because you just say, "Oh, I do everything."
No, I don't say I do everything. I specifically say...
But you just start listing things.
No, this is my resume. It's like, what I do is our biggest thing
I kill things good.
Yes, has been exploring and murdering bad things. We also have...
If you want to have any rights to murder, you better be working for the council, or then you're on their list for someone
Or you
working
should
for them to murder you as well.
Probably just stop using the term murder.
Well,
People
exterminate.
notoriously don't like that.
Use exterminate.
Yeah, exterminate monsters and other
Or neutralize.
destructives.
Well, I mean,
We're expert troubleshooters.
the town is well defended.
Ah, okay.
Um,
But what
so-
I got here is go see the council. They may have work for you.
Yeah, we'll just
You say that to
schedule,
them?
schedule a meeting.
Oh, well, I mean, technically, I mean, the council's in Vapor, but
You're in the wrong place, but yeah, that works.
I mean, I'm sure you might find some sort of representative here. They're in the whatever wing, the government wing.
Yeah, well, I do that. It's like, thank you for the information.
Okay. Then, and from that lead, you go through. You actually end up therefore passing by the big open doorway, which the doorway opens up into what is like the central chamber for what at this point you're fairly confident is some
giant
sort of
building.
temple to a old deity. This elven woman is frequently seen there. Similar depictions, different poses, but always depicted long-haired, smooth-haired, nude elven woman.
Which deity is that?
Who do you ask?
He's read enough,
I
shouldn't
just
he
got
know?
done going to a library researching this very subject.
Make an arcane, or I think there's actually
Religion?
religion check. Boop. And because you just did that, I'll give you advantage as well.
I already rolled a 10.
Oh, you can't get any better than that.
I got an 18.
Yeah.
What are you cheating?
Earned
That's
it.
supposed to be a D10, right?
Religion?
Mm-hmm.
22.
22. Let's see.
Don't worry, you'll never
Amoria,
know that could
goddess of liquor and excess.
Wow.
And actually, you might have well known that coming here. That is a notable fact about this town, is it's built in her temple and
So I'm
courtyard.
guessing she's not the god shard that's putting out Magic's costs.
Probably not.
Probably not.
It would explain why the building's so damn big, though.
Excessive.
Yes. It could be described as excessively large.
She is also envisioned as the size of a giant, and it was therefore
Built to
built
this
for
size.
her.
Huge.
Yeah.
So yes, going to, if I can find the government
Wing, yeah.
office.
It's one of the further back ones behind that, where you do see the whole sort of thing where there's this is probably stall and community, like town center kind of feel to it. Some shops, but nothing, again, too small. The doors to the actual main town are currently just open. You see into the courtyard outside, where there is more normal courtyard, normal marketplace, etc. Smaller businesses there.
Oh, do we pass any jewelers?
Yeah.
Jewelers? I want to stop by one of them.
Okay.
Sure.
I go and ask if they do commission. They make things.
Certainly. Anything within my skill.
I would. Could you make me a signet ring? Could you reproduce a family crest?
Oh, of course.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to have him remake my family crest because I don't have one of those. Because it didn't come over with me, and I've had need of one.
He has basically apprentice that'll say, he speaks with briefly, and he'll say, yeah, we can come by, the main shop building and get that set up. So, are you looking to get that started now, or
How long would it take on turnaround?
usually the actual process would take at least 3 days.
3 days. Would you be able to hold it if I weren't able to return promptly?
As long as the payment is in full, then yeah, we have a spot we can
That
put
won't
it
be a problem.
for up to a year, really.
that would be
It's like at a certain point, it's going to be.
Yeah. You guys mind if we handle that right now?
Sure.
Put it on hold. Cool.
Yeah.
Sit down with them and make sure they get the design right.
Yeah, basically, lead you, and if, obviously you don't need them if you want to make a meeting place, or do you just want to split?
Yeah, I think you can handle that.
Yeah. You're going to the government wing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then yeah.
You'll meet him back there? Okay. So yeah, he'll take you off back, actually down the same hallway as before, and into one of the doorways that was sort of marked on private, which leads into a small room that then has a small hallway that has other buildings off of it, or other doors off of it, and has been partitioned further, and into one of those there.
Fancy.
Inside of that, there's a small office room. There's clearly, and there's a barred area in the back where they have metals and tools, and it's clearly a workshop kind of area. But there's a desk up here where he's able to pretty much put out parchment and get, things, the basic design from you as needed to start getting that out.
I'm exhaustively specific.
Yeah. He very quickly just sort of goes with I'm just going to do this at a much larger scale than it will actually end up being, so that he can get detail in that. It's like, I'm not necessarily at the point where I'm into the greatest details on that scale. They'll get you. I'll make sure that we have it here.
Yeah.
They have machines for that.
No, they don't!
No, it's literally a completely non-powered thing where by tracing over a larger pattern, it's reproduced in a smaller pattern.
Yes, but not to that scale from that scale. Effectively, no. That's going to be artist work.
Just give him one of those weird little eyeglass things.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm here for a while.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Anyways,
I can have me a Dukundarak signet ring. To sign all my precious documents.
Let's seal it, all your precious documents.
it can function as both.
Yeah.
You go to the government wing. Look for the word, of course. Government affairs. But yeah, pretty much at that, you end up with, there's just sort of a small entrance back into the wing, and there's someone literally sitting at a desk that is before the first of the large doors off of there. This is not populated by people, and there's someone, actually there's probably a couple of people currently sitting there talking over something when you walk up. Yeah, some chairs, sort of waiting room kind of area, just sort of sit out in the front part of the hallway.
As long as what I assume is the secretary is not talking to someone at this moment, I'll go up to her and introduce me and Bob as adventurers. Have I heard that word before in this world?
Probably.
Yeah. As adventurers looking for work we could do for the council. We have been monster exterminators and explorers. And scholars.
Ambitious sorts of high capability.
I mean, what sort of work, what sort of reference would you...
We've worked with the dwarves up north.
Successfully vanquished a devil.
You're talking.
Yeah.
You make a perception check. Never mind. Carry on.
Hold on 1 second.
Now, how big of a bonus could you get?
Stuff.
Theoretically 8.
Oh, yeah.
We've worked up north.
Technically, you can make it with disadvantage if you would like.
Sure. 18 or 13.
Decent bonus, you're already...
13.
13?
No bonus.
No bonus at all!
Yeah. Perception is not a good stat.
Even I got 2.
Yeah.
I think my passive is better than that.
We worked up with the elves, doing some shipment work, and we've worked down south with, or up north with the dwarves, down south with the elves, doing exploration in their jungles, and visiting their college.
Well, you've talked about... I mean, you're only telling them where you've been. Tell them the things you've beat.
Yeah, so we've...
You notice with the elves, there is a bit of a strange look.
Successfully.
Also, you know that the Eagle's Eye operate within that territory.
Yeah.
Oh. I knew the dwarves were neutral. I couldn't remember if the elves were more neutral.
You had a huge interaction with... You actually went there, remember? You tried to get work from the Eagle's Eye from...
Well, then I am smart enough to know, that's too big of an Eagle's Eye area. Yeah, I have 16. Yeah. Up north, my group has fought and exterminated monsters for people. Giants, basilisks.
We encountered and survived a dragon.
Yeah. We defeated a wyvern.
That's the perfect kind of padding for a resume.
Yeah.
Technically true.
Yes.
What about the...
giant spiders?
the...
Wyvern?
No, you already said that.
You murdered a badger dwarf.
No, we didn't. We beat up the badger dwarf and took his stuff.
And his soul.
You snuffed out a consciousness.
He's still conscious, he's just dumber than he used to be.
He's still a badger, like nature intended.
The prison break.
No, that was bad things. Bad things happened in that one.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, we
no,
unleashed
We
criminals.
rescued them from a dungeon.
No.
We have successful positive relations with the undersea mer people. Yeah,
I do not bring up the mer people. Just our kills of various large monsters and work with the dwarves and other explorations.
She's like, and she considers it. At some point through you, she just sort of sums up for a blank bit of parchment and well, this thing. Maybe you should write down some of this.
I'll go ahead and make a fancy resume.
Yeah, as you're starting to write that, you're not getting too far. When the guy that had been talking with her before, that left some point during your discussion or that, comes back with 2 other guys and says, 30 gold apiece if you live through hunting this through.
Not enough. 240 gold piece.
wow.
You might notice immediately that she sort of gets the... There's no point in you filling out whatever you're just filling out now.
I don't like people who walk up and offer things.
I'm sorry, I know you want a job, but you're with someone that blatantly does not want a job.
No, I do. I don't like that dude. First of all, he's an eavesdropper. He's not to be trusted.
Well, best of luck to you. I don't think that you're going to find anything from the council with that sort of attitude. Anyways, we've got children to avenge.
That's
There you
why
go.
he's an eavesdropper and a liar.
How is he a liar?
Because your face said he was lying.
No?
Yes?
Just
When you said we have children to avenge, and I was looking at your face, it says, no, it doesn't.
Well, he mentioned children, and you guys before have gone way out of your way to defend children, even at the expense of your own lives.
Technically, the point is, he is not the character that would normally point that out. I said that for you. Technically, that is what they're doing. Really, they're more exterminating the people that got rid of them because they're bad, but...
Yeah, no. After Bob's initial thing, I go, my friend is a little hasty. We can negotiate a price. Well, what is the job?
There's a group of demon summoners that that we found that have just that we've traced down to hiding out in a former bakery shop in their family's home.
Okay,
They will hang.
I'm willing to accept this. Could we make it 50 gold apiece and we're missing a member, and anything we take off them, as long as it's not devil-related? That is to be destroyed, obviously.
Which we'll totally do.
If there's anything that's property of anyone else that they've taken from the family, that should go back to their family. I mean, you can't just...
Admittedly, yes. I mean, if the devil worshippers have any personal items.
Sure for that.
Okay.
I have no idea what you can do, though, so 30 gold apiece, and really, with the 5 of us, we should do fine.
I'm willing to do it for 30 and just murder some cultists.
Isn't that really all the money you need? Cultist murdering. It's like
That's
pay.
not enough to even get a teleport.
It's like
It's more than enough to get a teleport.
Not
It is
to and
literally...
fro. That's a one-way teleport.
This is an introductory job to see what we're made of. Maybe we can
Yeah,
get more
this is
work.
literally the dude. And by the way, from what you gather, this is the police force. This was someone that is involved with the police here that was speaking with her beforehand when you guys came up and started, and he dropped his conversation so that you guys could talk. He heard what you were saying because he was standing behind the counter when you came up. He heard what you could do, and he decided, let's give him a shot.
Eavesdropping is rude.
He's the one with the ability to give you a job. She's just able to take that notes.
Yes. And he wasn't eavesdropping. He was literally standing right there looking at us.
I didn't see him at all.
You rolled terribly.
Which is why I reacted thusly. Because this is how it was to me. He walked up out of nowhere and said, hey, I'll give you 30 gold to come do this thing I want you to do. I don't trust that. It's not trustworthy. He's an eavesdropper.
But yeah, they pretty much, yeah. And they're sort of blatantly armed with the, and are you guys blatantly armed?
Only with a shield and a sword and
Okay, so you're fine. Do you look visually
a
armed?
club and a handgun.
I have a great sword and a
Okay, yeah.
mace
So
hanging
you
off
both
my
look,
belt.
yeah, you both look armed enough that they're not going to feel like they need to give you something because they are pretty much just sort of, brandishing weapons for the thing.
How big is this
I'm
bakery?
totally...
who do we have to go get? We gotta go get our wizard. Oh, walk out giant armor. What?
We're not going to get the wizard. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Stand there?
Also, you're in
Magic
demon
wizard.
armor. I'm almost willing not to
That's
take
a
you to
guaranteed
this
in.
fight.
That's a guaranteed in.
Just wait.
I almost don't want to take you in. I don't want to get you from the ring shop at all. I want to leave you out of combat.
I assumed we weren't bringing him. I really assumed that we were bringing him.
I see how it is. Everyone complains about having combat spells, so you just leave me out of the combat.
Yes!
Yeah, you and your can't hit anything crossbow.
I have magic missiles that always hit.
Yes, you have those now, but you're also in giant demon armor.
Devil armor.
Devil armor.
And last time we did this, you left us to die
He saved us technically.
and robbed us a little bit.
Literally saved. And,
And not at all you. He did not rob you at all. He took it all from him because he knew if he took it from you, you'd be crazy. But yeah, they pretty much just sort of part, and the crowd just sort of parts as they walk through, and they'll lead you through the town, and they sort of give you a, all right, come in through the back door once it starts. And
How big is the bakery?
the bakery is a decent size. The building is a decent sized building. It is front bakery, which is currently labeled as closed, out of business, whatever. They've just sort of closed up shop from it, and then residence that is behind it.
Closed due to demon cult.
Is this inside the indestructible building or out?
This is outdoors. Oh, okay. Which, by the way, now you're outdoors. You see normal town marketplace, but then the courtyard, the actual walls around that seem to be around the city itself, are again the strange metal.
So I'm going to end up like in the government quarter, just nobody's going to be there.
No, we said we'd come back, and that's going to take like 3 hours. The fight will only take like minutes. We'll be back.
Ring will?
The ring's probably going to take you
3 days, but
I don't think he's going to stay there the whole time.
No.
He's just going to stay there,
weird.
staring over the guy making it.
What's wrong?
Try again.
No,
I just look down, so 3 days? Yeah, alright, I'm going to go to sleep. Just stand there.
I'm not saying it would be totally out of character for him to do so. I misspoke. I figured like the tracing and other stuff would take an hour or two.
Yeah, it might take up to an hour to just do that. Especially as much detail as you're willing to give, including if the kid will gladly take notes as to why things are certain ways, the reasons for the crust design, just with the idea of, when we're shrinking it down, sometimes it has to end up looking a little different. Let's make sure that we uphold the reason that it's like that over the... It's like,
I appreciate quality.
Yeah. It's like he's still learning it. It's like, he does not necessarily know how to do it. He is almost over-noting things just to make sure I'd rather cover it than miss something.
As a man from a noble dwarven house, I value these things. I'm not just a crazy person.
Not just.
By the way, if you haven't noticed, they haven't even covered price yet.
No. I imagine it's not going to be more than 2,000 gold.
Yeah, it'll be quite a bit less than that, actually.
This is how much money I have left after my portable hole. I think it'll be less than this.
Yeah. By a good margin.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to get, like, diamond encrusted.
Yeah. It's like, I imagine you're not even going for something like gold. You're going for a more sturdy metal.
Yeah. It's got a wear and tear.
So we're waiting out back. Do you want to bear up now, or wait till you get in the door and spend an action doing
That
it?
was why I was asking how big the building was.
Could a polar bear fit through that door?
It's large.
Could not fit through the door, but from what you gather, most likely with the layout of the building, you could totally step in the door and polar bear, and then no one else could fit through the door.
I could pull a bear.
Mm-hmm. Do you want a bark skin first?
I can cast that.
No.
I'm a druid.
Yeah, you can't cast in your bear form.
No.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter, man.
I'm saying, do you want to try to cast that? I'm going to try and cast my
It only ups to
Armor of
16.
Agorth. It's level 1. It is probably Abjuration.
Alright. Armor of Agorth. What do you say is level 1? What do you mean?
It is level 1.
It's a first level spell?
Yes.
What level are your spell slots?
3.
3. You may cast it. It casts it as a first level spell. If it has any additional benefits, it does not get benefits for higher level.
Ooh. That makes it useless.
You have a potion of healing and growth.
Okay.
So, if those work.
Yeah.
I'll cast Bark Skin on myself.
I did
suppose.
cast it as a 3rd level spell, though.
What?
It was cast as a 3rd level spell.
You get no. You cast as its lowest level,
Ah.
and it takes up a spell. You say you cast Bark Skin. What level spell is that?
2.
2. What spell levels do you have up to?
I believe I have 3?
You're a full caster.
Yeah. I don't know.
Did you never get your...
Oh, 3. Water breathing. Look at
Okay.
that.
It casts as a second level spell, but it uses a 3rd level spell slot.
That's fine. The only spell I have is water breathing.
Yeah.
She won't need. But it's just as you're starting to notice the actual effects of the area you're in. But yeah, takes them probably 30, 40 seconds before it's sort of a... You hear a whistle or a bell or something, and they're busting in to begin the fight on their end.
Alright, I will check the door. Is it unlocked?
The door is locked.
Yeah. strength check just to bump it open.
I have lockpicks.
That will take more than a round.
Not if he's good.
No, you try your way first, and then otherwise he'll...
18.
18, yeah, you... It is not... This is a wooden door.
Yes.
Alright.
Step in, step to the side, to
And
let
yeah.
Bob in.
Yeah, you step in, you step to the side to let him in, and you do initially notice a bit of a panic of there were clearly people in the room they just busted into, and now they're running out. You're in the back room.
Mm-hmm.
You do notice several corpses, you know, dead people just in the corner. There is a couple, and there are 3 children.
Well, they get all sorts of murder.
Well, I believe they wanted him alive for hanging.
They get all sorts of murdered.
Or would you like to pull your blow and then hang them?
It's really up to them. We'll see what they do.
I'm gonna walk into the room and then turn into a polar bear.
Okay.
And then just make it so if they will run through that door, they're gonna get slapped by a gigantic polar bear.
Quick, feed the polar bear a growth potion.
I think he's barely in this house as is.
Yes.
I would like each of you to make an attack as if someone comes within your range and
I
want to do whatever you want to do.
I pull my sword, but I hold to make sure it's not one of the guards that we were just talking with.
You can recognize them very easily between the two. You do not feel like you're going to mix them up. That's good.
19,
21.
22.
Okay. And roll damage as if you hit. I'm really just abstracting this battle because I don't think it's a challenge for either of you.
Wow. Don't! No! It'll
It's
never
been
work.
dodged!
It will never work now!
See?
Okay, 16,
16.
I think. Nope, not that one. Not that one. There it is. Yes. 16.
13.
13? Okay. Yeah. There were a total of 7 cultists in here. And the guards themselves probably could have taken them out without problem. You made it by the time... do you pull blows or just try to kill them?
I pull blows and...
Just not to knock them out?
Yeah.
Yeah. If that would be your choice, then yeah, you can. You're both using melee, so you can easily choose to do so. Mm-hmm. And you just, as they come up to you, you know, one hit down. These are just simple cultists in here.
There's not an absurd number of them, so they don't actually get to fight back.
There were 7 of them, and I think, what is it? Total of 5 of you.
How do the guards react to... There's a giant bear in the back room now.
He heard that you're a bear. You could turn into a bear. He was there when we were discussing things. I would have mentioned in our resume you turn into animals.
Don't talk about my problems.
It's not your problems, that's your solutions.
A bear is literally your solution to everything, except when it's a cat.
Hey, don't underestimate the power of cats. And this bear can climb, so there's really no reason to be a cat anymore.
Smaller.
Dark vision?
That's true, it doesn't have dark vision. Just polar bear climbing. Oh no, wait, it's got slim speed. The other bear's got climb.
The polar bear's coming run.
Polar bears totally swim. We went to the zoo.
Yes.
We know that.
Yes.
But yes, yeah, you pretty much easily wiped them out, and they too seem to have on their end, you know, put them in, and they're really one of them is more or less just even doing the going behind,
Tying them up.
tying up arms.
They should use super glue.
It won't matter.
It's like Seven Go, but I still want to be angry at it. At this point, needs Wish Spell to get rid of.
No, I just have super glue. I bought it at the local market when I was still on Earth.
Yeah. But yeah, they tie them up and, you know, can each sort of take one if you're willing to help. They're grateful. They don't offer extra money for you to help, so I don't necessarily imagine you do.
Just
you
no,
might.
No, just
as
bear.
yeah. Once we get the bear outside, body over bear, body over bear, body over bear.
You're like, there's 3 children, I will...
Yes, and I'm walking beside the bear,
Yeah,
holding the body steady.
So as you now leave with that, you definitely get a notice in the town.
I'm a gigantic white bear.
Yeah, but you're pretty much taking them nearer back towards the building, and they sort of have them dumped off there, and the guy will here say, "You did a good job. I'll add a good word on what you said. He'll hand you each the pay as well as point out someone that'll go back and say they'll help you sort
Holding
it.
out my bear paw.
He'll sort that out. If you want to heam it up.
To be fair, I've been told he's an elf.
I sit on my house just like this as a bear.
Man up!
There you go.
Then he'll point out one of their group that was with you that'll go back with you to say, if you want to go back with them and sort out what was anything that was of their possessions, not to the family that would need to be offered to extended family.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's fine. And it's like, and that's the kind of services we offer,
If you want any, I'm sure some of them still have daggers and stuff like that on them.
Yeah.
Search them for money.
If you want that stuff.
Yeah.
Well, once we get back and you're no longer a bear. So
Well, they're not. They're being left. Literally, they're piled up out in the open.
Yeah.
There's a spot for a gallows that's sort of being rigged up now.
I turn to people, just rifling through their pockets.
Yeah, no. You probably find 40 silver.
pile that up.
No, you just...
Yeah. Go ahead and you can take it to 40 silver.
Would you like 40 pieces of silver?
No, I'm just piling everything up so the officers can see what we're...
Yeah, they're like, yeah, that's whatever.
Yeah.
40 pieces of silver for you.
You Judas.
Hey, Judas was underpaid, apparently.
So,
But yeah, then the guard will. One of them will. While the other two are setting things up for, for trial and hanging.
I don't feel... It's like... I might feel bad about wrongly execution, but they were literally in the house with the murdered family.
Yeah, it's sort of the...
And Colt daggers.
Yeah.
Well, and the bakery was closed, so...
Yeah.
At the very least, you're trespassing.
Yeah.
Not hangable, but you got... There's a bunch of corpses. You got some questions to answer.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll go back there to look around, and it probably doesn't take 10 minutes before one of the other guard comes with another noble, who then sort of passes through the room and points out the bodies and the situation. They sort of shrug. Here? Yeah? Seems pretty clear.
Yeah.
Trial done.
You think they did it? Yes.
They were just posing up in this room with this pile of bodies. Yeah, and sort of says, then they leave. At that point, yeah, you of course, it's sort of easy enough to sort out with what is the family's private possessions that are more or less stored in their house, seemingly, and what is stuff that looks like it's been brought in. If you're looking for some daggers, swords, basic weapons like that are just normal quality, those are available. If that's not it, then there's not that. There are a few ritual items that the
Or for
officer with
destruction.
you feels, better to be destroyed.
Yeah. I don't really feel like taking weapons that could be used to kill these people, and plus selling a bunch of mundane weapons sounds boring, and I don't want to do it. You?
They do find some things that are on them that their comment is sort of we'll let you have these, but hold on.
Okay.
We'll let you collect these. Yeah, we agreed on that. We'll do that.
Yeah.
jewelry items, basically.
Ah.
And they'll say, yeah, come by probably in an hour to the police station, the government wing, and you can collect there. Otherwise, you probably do find another 8 gold. There was stashed along with it in a box that had other of their
cultist gear
that they're like, okay, this probably wasn't the family's. This is probably that.
I realize money has worth, but I'm more for not caring about it because I didn't come for a place where money was a used thing. So it's like, you could have the extras. I'll take these big, chunk slots that are divvied up, but meh.
So after that, they sort of go back to
head out of the
closing up the door, and with the idea of we need to get someone in here to try and get respects and stuff paid, but
head on back, check by the ring shop.
Well, the ring shop is just a stall in the outside area. You don't necessarily know where he was taken to.
Hang out by the stall.
Just stand there.
Do you talk to him and ask if he's been back?
Yeah.
He hasn't been back.
Yeah. So,
but it doesn't take too much longer before... that once your work date sort of... He rolls up probably a few pages of notes together and says, all right, we'll go back and show this. And
cool.
So they'll take it back. And at this point, your buddies are there waiting. Roll it out for the guy to look over. And he sort of, talks about how much of this detail is important. Are you pretty strong with the yes? I want great detail in this.
Yeah. I want high level work. I want excellent work, and I'm willing to pay for quality.
He'll pretty much say he'll give a range of 100 to 150. I'll do it for 100. And then he'll offer some basic benefits more of I'll do this signet ring as 100. If you're looking for some of the fancier details, people that'll have other jewelry, except, he'll offer some of the extra options other than this as the basic signet point, as additional costs. If you're interested in those, you can get those. He has some things to offer that could up it up, but a basic just signet ring with your design, he'll do for 100.
Was that 50 for fancy?
Yeah. It'll let you.
You can have 150.
Yeah. It's like, all right. It's like 150 if you want this to be a piece of art.
I actually still have loose gold. You're taking this off my hands. That's annoying carrying around not platinum blocks.
You could just hand him a platinum block.
He would have had to cut it up.
And the dude is fine with that.
He would have had to cut it up.
It would have been really funny.
Like I have a 40 platinum block, which is 400 gold.
Yes. He's like,
no, I can just give him 150 loose gold.
Oh!
I can pay in full.
I forgot that. There wasn't, among the things that were in there is not a full armor suit, but a helmet that is very similar to his. That was amongst the things they felt better be destroyed.
Yeah. When we get back to Giselle, we got a line on some work. Maybe we did a little thing with the guard against the cult activity. Now we're seeing if we can get more work in later.
Well, if they've got cult activity, it's probably going to be pretty easy.
So, head up, give it another 45 minutes, head on back.
Did I get a receipt?
Yeah, they'll do that, yeah.
I'm not leaving without one.
I spend a gold on street food. Spend a gold on street food.
That's a lot of street food.
And we're spending 45 minutes in this obviously tourist area. Well, there has to be some carts and stalls for
There's
food.
more stuff outside than inside, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll wander back out there and get something.
I have good berries.
I know. You poop nothing. I like food every once in a while.
Once every 6 months, I have a nugget.
But yeah, so after some time, do you bring him with you?
Well, I'm with them now.
Yeah.
Where else am I going to go?
The officer that she says she's there. Okay, yeah. Hold on, and she goes back to one of the doors and lets them know. And one of the officers that was with you does bring up what is just it's a mixed metal, mostly still not combined, but sort of just bar of they've just sort of dumped all the things overheat and melted the metals down. These are no longer demon iconography. They're now metal.
Nice.
Let's call that a bar valued at 28 gold.
You clearly went, no, not 30, but 25 is too low.
Yeah. And we arrived at 28. And sort of looks at the pair of you and looks at him.
He vanquished something to get it. It's really good armor. We wish it didn't look like that.
He's incapable of casting damaging spells. It's the only thing that keeps him safe.
I'm not incapable.
He's mostly useless.
Yeah, his argument is,
I'm
he's like, I'm not incapable, and we're just like, he's pretty useless. Very good at the scholarly stuff, pretty useless at the combat-y
How
stuff.
many of us have had a personal audience with a king of the Dwarven Nation? Me.
We were there for an audience.
I watched a movie with one.
Mm-hmm. That was me. And I have a suite of skills that you clearly are not appreciating.
He's a scholar.
Yeah,
And he makes good bait for drawing out cultists to murder them.
Do I need to mention that I hand out healing potions? Do I need to mention that I'm an alchemist?
As we're ignoring
That,
them.
that I'm a magic item researcher?
That's
I feel
just
like
not
I'm
the
not-
most
I feel like I'm not
appreciated armor, but
I feel like I'm
sounds
not
like you got it from a good spot, and we'll leave that here.
He's mostly wearing a robe over it, too.
Row of Stars.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, casts...
To be fair,
fifth
he's
level
noticing the helmet, not
which casts 5th level magic missiles.
As he's back there just whining as we're ignoring him.
I'm totally good! I am good, guys! I do well!
I do! Who identifies you magic items?
Yeah, you are totally the thing we use you
Who's
for.
magic items?
Yes.
Who has the magic items?
Everyone. I pass them out.
As soon as I'm full.
I got one.
I pass them out.
I have 2. I went and bought 1.
Oh yeah, I have 2 because I bought one. And this one you can't even use.
I gave him one he couldn't use so that it would go to you, because I realized otherwise you hadn't gotten any.
I turned into a bear. I don't need magic items.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got a suites of spells.
Yes.
I'm not gonna like badmouth you to our new company. I have a lot of skills that are very much in demand.
Yeah, no, he's regular toolbox. And some really gaudy armor.
Yeah. And the guy's going is most likely it has other functions that I'd be wary of their source. If ever you just want a standard suit of plate armor, we'd be glad to trade it in to get that off the market.
This magically endows me with the knowledge of how to maneuver in full plate armor.
That's something you need to know. It may take some time, but we could certainly train you.
Let's get you
This
a couple
is also
level
magic.
fighters.
This is magic, bestows knowledge of language, and the gauntlets are also weapons.
Yes. Well,
The advantages
Little
of this armor are numerous.
infernal, but
I appreciate that you know the difference.
infernal is technically both.
No, it's infernal and abyssal. They are different.
Technically, it's both in this edition.
Well, fine. I don't appreciate because he doesn't know the difference. I make the point that it's devilish armor, not demonic.
Both are terrible.
There's a very distinct difference.
With
Oh,
both of them being
terribleness.
terrible.
They're both terrible in slightly different ways.
I don't 100% disagree.
It's like, yeah.
And just saying, you haven't. I just want to make sure I didn't miss it. You haven't tried ritualing at all yet, here, have you?
Not yet, no.
Okay. Make sure I didn't miss that.
No.
No, he did
I figured
detect magic,
right here
I
on-
thought.
No.
No,
we shoot
joke
him
about
out
it.
of the teleport
You sit
room.
down here on the teleport room and do that.
No, not here.
Yeah, and did something. You're like, yeah. But otherwise, I mean, well, of course, have you, if you want to stop by every so often, you know. Yeah, it's like, we have your name. We'll also send word up to Vapor. You know, you end up finding yourself that way. There tends to be more widespread work done from there.
All right, let's go to Vapor.
That's where the council meets.
I figure we're hanging out here for at least 3 days.
It makes sense.
We don't have to.
We can just come back later.
You did say it would hold it for up to a year.
Yeah.
You also...
Eh,
do you immediately say that, let's go to Vapor?
Yeah,
you
it
guys
does come up in conversation.
If from his response, he's like, it may take a week or so before they actually get word, and it gets to the council.
Bounty board here?
There are individual things that are handled, but that is officially handled through us and through work with us. That, for example, was just something that was on it that we took care of.
So we can't just get a piece of paper with, like, these things, kill them, and bring them to us.
We have nothing that is actually within the city that currently needs that now. We're hanging that up now.
We fought cultists before.
Yes.
I have a paper that says so.
From
A noble family
paying
us for our services.
Yeah, no. And with that, you see visually in his face that sort of his look and his doubts are reduced. With the so certainly this is where this armor came from.
Yes, we got rid of the whole.
So
certainly made no.
So he hands it back and sort of gives the note of, well, you clearly don't travel in the best of places, but you do seem to be good doing decent work while you're there. Be careful who you make friends with, but...
Mm-hmm. I like this sheet's going to have our party at the bottom of just neutral. With everybody, except, cultists and necromancer, because everybody hates him.
No, we act like we hate necromancers. We really don't care.
Nah, it shows up as hate. It shows up as hate on the chart with a little asterisk.
Of neutral.
No, an asterisk of we get paid to kill these dudes. Nothing personal.
More
Just
hate except for me. I'm cool with it.
It doesn't bother me. They just keep paying me to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
So, that'll take a bit of time.
So, I'm willing to go scout out the town and see what, is popping. And see if, set up any... I'm trying to wiggle my way into the Trades Guild without actually buying or selling anything.
That's not how that guild works!
I know. That's why it's so hard so far. I want to set up deals between people. I want to be a negotiator.
They are closer to that than you are.
Yeah.
You know why?
They have diplomacy?
No, because they have the ability to transport large numbers of goods. You actually had a spot where you were really having a good conversation. Were you playing chess with someone that would probably pretty tied to that?
Oh, the guy traveling? But I thought everything that actually went by travel exploded.
No. They were traveling to avoid the town foundation taxes.
Yeah.
And he was all talking about the different taxes in the different areas and how he liked the tax structure set up here.
Yeah. Which I've taken that information and now I'm looking for ways to profiteer off of it by setting up deals between, I'm going around trying to find out what people need and where that could be found and maybe setting up deals in the future. Just, being a casual talker to people.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of things are different, avoiding different taxes. You definitely find here that there is a lot lower or at times non-existent. There are just plenty of things. There is not a I live here tax. There does tend to be a I keep myself safe recommended payment, but I don't lose my possessions recommended payment. But it's the kind of thing that if you're just willing to take it on risk and be difficult enough to take from people that get away with it.
How are they on luxury goods in this weird city run by thieves?
What kind of luxury goods would you?
Sugar, tea, salt.
Plentiful?
Silk, camels.
Camels,
I think camels
Camels.
is a luxury good in, Civ
Camels
5.
are the greatest of luxury goods.
Pretty sure they're out of camels. Silk is a much higher on the luxury level. Whereas some of the things like tea are relatively common enough. They get it in... pretty common. I believe tea tends to be tropical growing plant.
Grows in China and India.
Yeah.
Yeah, something
it
is
grows
up.
like everywhere.
Yeah, because this is sort of a light tropical kind of region. So yeah, it's the kind of thing that they can grow in the area. It's no problem. Same with sugar. But although that probably is a little more scarce, just it's not as high of a need. Salt is plentiful even for just normal level people. It's the preservative. It's
Well, people used to get paid in that stuff, so
It's useful.
yeah,
Back in like the Roman era.
true.
Preserves your meat. Cleans wounds. It dispels evil energy.
Man, if I lived in a Roman area, all my food would be so bland. I'm not eating my money.
That's why you get paid in that.
Or alternatively, your food is great, and you're just really poor.
Or just really salty and poor. You're horrible at seasoning. 2 days.
But no. So you define that sort of idea with the way things function around here, and there is definitely a level of sort of almost community within the that's sort of built around the center, and there's another number of shops here that maybe they have a stall that has some of their few more commonly sold things, and then a store further back in the market that produces and then does the main sales for. So, yeah.
I see if I can find any curiosity shops or magic shops besides the magic glowing hand.
Yeah, you find a couple shops that have a magic item they can sell. For the most part, they're like, yeah, no. If we have any affiliate with someone elsewhere, the only person that bothers to keep stock here is the hand. You find a couple shops that just it is a pure family-run business. They're not with the Trade Guild Association. Pretty much anyone else with the association is not going to sell that here.
Yeah.
If they buy it here, they're then going to take it somewhere else to sell it that is outside of Magic's cost, and they don't have to worry about, oh, I want to try this out. Oh, I've disintegrated it. Now we have this whole ordeal.
No, I was actually meaning more, I go back to the glowing hand and see if there are any, besides just magical items, if there are any regenerates or other parts of stuff they need for their magic that are running out of or would need. And reagents, yeah.
Sounds like the sort of thing they give to their members.
Yeah, we have all sorts of things that we do with that, and generally a lot of times our members, to which they will give a short spiel of that opportunity, gather those as part of their to cover their monthly dues. So
I do check here if the pricing's different from back in the other country.
No, it is still the standard. It's $500 to join, and if you don't want to do any work, it's $100 a month to continue to have access.
Okay.
$100?
If I lapsed, I have to pay a readmission fee.
It depends by how far and by what reason.
What if I didn't need the services? Could I skip a few months?
We would prefer that you talk it over, and there are times where if you're having trouble affording it and you're just not going to be in the area, not going to be somewhere where we're able to help, then...
It's like stopping your mail service while you're out of town.
Yeah, it's sort of there's certainly time... they get the idea. We've worked with people on that before. It's not unheard of, but it's not just something that happens if you just suddenly make the decision.
Because I could afford it now. I'm not money poor yet.
So that seems more like their jobs, and all that proceeds would go towards that 100 gold anyways.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind. So yeah, just spend a day talking. Is there an inn here that looks good?
Outside there are a few inns. You also do... let's see... you do certain here of several things at the port. You know that there's a port for the city. Do you also find that that's not in the city? And from where
it's outside the gates?
Yeah, it's about a half-hour walk from the outside of the gates through, people, through a road that goes through what's ultimately people's fields before you get to the actual port part of the city. And so it's sort of a half-hour walk separate, but it's still sort of called... it is considered to be the city by most people. But it's it's half-hour that way.
So, how far away is Vapor from here?
A teleport?
No, why would we teleport? We could get a job guarding a caravan if it's far enough away, and we can make money on the way there.
the map.
Let's see. You're an Oswine. Vapor is up here. That is... It could be...
Looks like they take a
about
boat.
300 miles.
Looks like they just take a boat.
That would be upriver to go there, but you have a road that does have a convenient city Burton in between there.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a job as a caravan guard to someone going up to Vapor.
Yeah. Go ahead and talk to people down at the docks or anywhere else. See if we can find something doing that. It's like,
Is there any freelance up?
yeah.
If you're just looking to between here
Yes,
and there.
we want to travel north, but we want to be paid while doing it.
Why would you not?
Yeah.
Let's see what's that.
Who just travels places for free?
Yeah.
We're not on vacation. We're murder hobos.
12 days. That's just sort of a standard pace. Probably the... you're able to find someone that says... and I'm guessing you're pretty clear with the... We're looking for all three of us to get this job.
Mm-hmm. We can put that one in a hole if it makes you feel better.
What?
We can put him in a hole.
He has a magical hole.
Oh. Okay.
You don't even have to look at him.
As we just shove you in a hole now, you are no longer our problem.
That's my
It's
fault.
like...
I know, and we will stuff you in it.
yeah, you find someone that you definitely feel is association working. It's like, yeah, with a few shops, we do have a cut that goes up and down. For the three of you, we could probably do a gold each a day, and of course, hazard pay if anything happens. Say, if we get attacked, we'll add an extra 20 gold on for each time it's attacked, although there's a decent chance that simply won't happen. Most of the time, that doesn't.
Okay, let's do that.
Yeah.
I'll see when it leaves. It might not be for a few days, though, so I won't hold you to it unless if you find something better, but feel it now. But if you come back in a couple of hours, I'll know when the next one's leaving. I'll send some word around to some of the other merchants to see what they're having to ship.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. We just stand there at his desk for 2 hours.
No, I go shop around, see if we can get a better deal.
And
it's like...
investigation.
Yeah. Nope, I have intimidation. Warlocks are not known for their skills.
I have investigation.
Of course you do.
Yeah, you don't necessarily find anyone else that's...
What, did you do greatest detective method?
Does anyone shipping anything north? I will work as a guard for anyone shipping things north.
Now we can't hire him. He'll know we have something worth...
Technically, it was a 4.
Yes.
Skills can't crit miss.
Do you have inspiration where you can reroll?
Yes.
I thought that was just a D6, or is it just
That's
advantage?
advantage once per session.
I'm willing to see if we
You're like, yeah, we're almost through this session.
13, so 16.
16.
$86.
I knew what happened before and after 86, but I did not plan for 86. How did it roll? What are the odds?
1 in 100?
Yeah! Thank you.
We get all the money. 250 gold a person per day.
Just hit the jackpots, comes up all 7s.
Pretty hard when I'm rolling D6s for you. Yeah, you don't sure can find more work doing that. But you do find someone that says, I don't have anything to guard, but if you end up finding something to go there, stop by beforehand. I do have something that if you're able to carry a small package with you to deliver it, I can, I have someone that,
You'll pick it up?
Yeah, basically. If you can curry, be a courier, kind of.
Mm-hmm, you can do that.
As long as there's not some dude in a checkered jacket shoots us in the head.
No.
That's a good game.
Indeed.
So you do find the potential for extra work.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how do I make this in between the two results I had? This
A side job.
Yes.
You need to learn to assign numbers better.
If it's over 86 this, if it's under this, it's at. What do I...
That's why you don't pick a number. You pick an odd and, in between thing.
Or you
I didn't think I was going to roll.
Or under. 86 and up, or 85 and lower.
I know, but I didn't. I did what was quicker because I didn't think I was going to roll the number in my head.
Yes.
We came up with something. But yeah, you obviously check back with the guy. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll have something. We should have a cart. We'll have something that is actually leaving in 4 days. If you want to stop by in 3, you'll be able to get information. They'll be loading it up by then. So,
Okay.
but yeah.
So, hobo around town for a day?
Yep.
Or 3?
Yep.
Is there a publicly accessible library?
This is not the time I did that in. I've saved that for somewhere else. No, but there is a nice bookstore. They're not a big fan of you standing and reading.
It's like,
You probably might get like half a book before they call you on that.
So I guess we can just fast travel to the 4 days.
oh, people said they're not friendly. Are the crazy religious people, they got a place here?
No.
No? Tarnations.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we can
Well, I
fast...
just work on my own stuff then.
Yes.
So we can just fast travel through that time, and Vic can go pick up this ring, and we can pick up the package, and we can pick up next time.
No, I think I'm actually going to get you to the next town before I go that, because...
Oh, then we fast travel all the way through there if no combats are happening.
Rituals.
Huh? Oh, yeah. At some point you're going to try and do rituals. They don't work.
At all?
Yeah, it does not function. The magic does not occur.
Now you actually are useless.
What about my
Star.
alchemist fires?
How does that... what is that? Is that based on spell? What's that based on?
It's a class feature.
Class features still more like his ability, so it would function normal.
What about my
And you heard enough.
Your cantrips use a spell slot.
That's lame.
And you did hear enough not to use the robe because magic items sometimes just disintegrate when used.
But you know enough that your portable hole, the way that it functions, doesn't seem to have an issue at all for them to be concerned about.
And neither did my sword.
Nope.
So passive
Well, I'm
magic.
fine. I spent 3 days playing with... The walls are made of this indestructible metal, right?
Yes.
Just find a piece of it and just see if I can figure anything out about magic on the wall.
So
How
you're,
the wall does.
you're staring at a wall. I doubt
At some
any
point,
piece
someone will come up and ask, and you can actually find people that know what's going on.
No.
Would you like to just know what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to come to this conclusion on my own, but I'm happy to collaborate.
It's known as Amorite.
Yes,
The-
you're right.
Thank you. And with this being the Temple of Amoria, the material is some sort of metal that can only be crafted by magical means. We have some things made from it elsewhere, outside of magic's cost, but because it requires incredibly powerful magic, what in game terms would count as a 9th level spell, in order to work it, in order to bring it to a workable state. And that is simply not possible within this region. It has the massive structure here that is now all together and cannot be moved, is just a impenetrable fortress.
I wonder what kind of hinges those doors use. You can probably still pull the pin on that and, like, get a door out.
Yeah.
But then you now have this really heavy, gigantic door to deal with.
Yeah.
True.
So
You actually do know, if you go there, there's a couple of the buildings that have actually had that done to open that space up to make it more where it's all just internal with like stone or woodwork that's been built in. If you inquire too much as to what happened with it, well, that was something, and that's more common actually in the government side of things, where they've taken that because this is not, someone's not paying to have this extra bit of protection. They've taken it and they're like, no, we've taken it and we've made weapons and armor elsewhere. We've had it hauled to an area where we can work on it. In fact, we just take it over to the area where magic's really easy. And
the Amorite's like really good at armor.
yeah, it's sort of that. Yeah, it
so
is.
how indestructible is it really?
Well, it cannot
Quite.
be worked. It cannot be brought to a state that anything can affect it without the magic.
So remember, while they can't pierce your armor, you're still inside of it being shooken around, so...
Physics don't exist, I'm fine.
Physics don't exist in D&D. I don't get concussions.
No, he lives in a bubble of that stuff filled with foam.
Obviously. Then yeah, we fast forward some days. I get me myself a signet ring. Assuming it's of satisfactory make.
Alright, so I would very much imagine that you would be quite happy there. Okay.
What is magic's power up the river?
It is, but it's I think a little further than where you're actually going. At that point, when they talk about working it, do you at all mention where that is and that kind of thing? Would that lead you to that conversation?
Yeah.
Because that would lead them
Again,
into...
we've seen this map. I believe we actually did get that portable one, didn't we?
No.
Yes.
Back.
Yeah, you have that.
Oh, we're doing it?
Yeah,
We made a deal with the water one. If we got shafted again, they're just going to give us the map.
Yep.
And we found nothing there.
Yeah. Nothing
They,
left
they
to
just
use.
gave you that for doing it.
There was a bunch of copper coins.
Yeah.
Which they actively left behind.
Because no one cared.
Yeah, we have a forge up in Raywald, the town of Raywald, that does that to fit soldiers to defend the line against...
Horde stuff, I'm guessing, is closer to that stuff?
No, their line is the Cold War line where it is...
yeah.
We don't cross this line, you don't cross this line. That line, a large portion of it goes along the barrier just inside of magic's power. Just enough where, no, things cross right here and they get very explosive very quickly.
Yeah.
It's like the DMZ.
Demilitarized zone
yeah.
in Korea.
Yeah.
there's a
Nope.
town there.
Nobody crosses that.
Yeah, no.
No, go to like China or Mongolia.
Yeah, and no, you just sort of gather from there that not only is it that, magic works really well there, but that, even people that go there that didn't know magic previously will leave knowing at least a small amount of magic.
Well, that's nice.
People enter and, it is almost imbued upon whoever goes there.
Oh, is that one of the ones that are permanent even after
Yes,
you
that
leave?
is one of the ones that gives a permanent effect once you've been there.
One of those things you set up like a ferry system.
But otherwise, you can do that. You'll click the box, which they're like pretty much, and they have pretty much just written on top of it an address in Vapor where it's going, and you get from that it is. Also, the note on there pretty much says that for delivery, cover 2 delivers 20 gold. So,
Can't just put that in your bag.
Put in his hole.
It's like, I thought of messing with it at all.
Inadvertently smuggling drugs into Vapor.
Meh.
but yeah, at that point, maybe something happens. I'll have to decide. And as you are heading out of town up the road, so you
Woo.
On the road again.
I just can't wait to get on the road again.
Right.
More so than a lot of other campaigns, there's just a lot of foot travel in this one. Of just walking.
Yep.
We walk around.
No, and to any question of as far as why they're transferring this, and this is several merchants gathering goods. This is not so much to do with taxes, and more to do with we have to pay the glowing hand each time we want to use the teleporter, and this just requires a large number of people to do that. Different teleportations, and because Magic is difficult, and they're very heavy on the you have to pay us for using this because it was not easy for them to set up.
So, when we're teleporting out of this side of the country, we're definitely not teleporting out of here. We would want to do it up in
It is ideal to do it. Anywhere else can just be much easier to do.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So they'll set that up. But, yeah, you get back on the road, and we'll pick up there next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.